Hey everyone, welcome to our video update on Bitcoin. I've been having some internet issues this morning, so I hope everything's working out okay. I'll be doing an update on Bitcoin, but before I get started, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, and doing your own research, and this is just my opinion on the market. All right, so let's just take a look at what we've got here. Now I'm on a 12-hour chart looking at a pretty high time frame. Of course, we're all familiar with our move down here from the bottom, 3,100, all the way up here to the top at, almost 14,000. So, several 100% gains there. And, we've been in a state of disbelief. All right, so everybody thinks Bitcoin's going to go to, 50,000, 100,000, and all of that. And I don't have any doubt that it has the potential to do that. But one thing that I do doubt is that it's going to happen fast. I don't think it's going to happen fast. This is going to take time. This is going to take time. Um, and, you know, I was talking about buying down here at 7,300, 72 to 7,500, right? So I had been talking about that for a long time. And I just did an update on lumens, and this is very similar, right? So the trade from 72 to 7,500 is gone, right? So that's already, come down to the buy zone, it's gone up. And just like on lumens, when I was talking about, not putting another buy at 762, it's the same thought here. If it's gonna bounce off of that and then come back to it, it's gonna go lower almost always. Um, I did have hopes, right? I did have hopes that we would continue to stay above this trend line, but we broke below it and then we retested it and failed there. So that was around 8,200, and then we have moved down. Now we're starting to recover a bit here, but we really have to push above 73. We have to push and close above 73 on at least a 1 or 2 or 3 hour candle. Like I could care less about 5-minute candles right now for on a macro trend, if this is a bottoming formation, we've got to close above 7,300. Like we cannot visit below 7,000, many more times. And really, I think it's okay if we come down here to 6,500, but we can't stay down there for more than like a day, maybe two, right? Right now we're sitting down here. Everybody is panicked. They're freaking out. They're talking about liquidating all of their holdings, and and that's okay, right? This is a risky market. This is a risky market. But what I can share here, and I've had this trend line here for quite a while. So we had our first touch here, and this was at about 9,000, 9,050 or so. We had our second touch down here, and actually we had a second and third touch down here in the 76 to 7,700 range. We had a front run down here, which is where my talks were about 72 to 7,500. This was right here, right below 73, right? So 72.98. And then we had this touch down here, right? So we kind of extended beyond it a little bit, but nonetheless, this is a valid touch of this trend line. So I do think that this trend line is pretty strong. But what I'm starting to second guess is this green trend line here up that we have on top that's creating this channel. So, what does that mean? I'm going to remove this for a moment. And I'm also going to remove all of my moving averages here because, just for the record, all of our major moving averages have crossed bearish, right? So a pushback up here to this 21 exponential on the 12-hour, which is sitting right at about 7,700, I would be looking to get out of positions at that point and just wait to see what happens, because more than likely we're going to get rejected there. We got rejected at the 21 exponential up here. We had some front runs over here, but nonetheless, this was the main rejection that we had. Once we broke the 21 exponential in the 12-hour, we retested that, and then we went down. And I remember this candle because it was like, oh, we're back above 9,000, and then we didn't maintain above that. So that was a sign of weakness. Okay, so now let me get rid of some of this. All right, our channel, our potential channel. Let's take a look here. Pulling up our channel here. And we're going to start down here. We're going to come all the way down here. We're going to keep this same channel here, even though it extended beyond it just a little bit. We're going to keep that. And then let's pull this up and let's see what happens when we put this in line with that top right there. Okay, so let's take a look at our median line. So we have good consolidation here at the median line that we had in this area right here. All right, then we had support there, and then we had support, 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 and then we had our rejection down there at this median. So does that mean that I think it's going to come back up here to 8,300? It might. It might. Honestly, it might come back up here to 9,750 to 10,000. That would scare people, especially if you're short, right? I would imagine that there's a ton of shorts that were opened right here, and so it wouldn't surprise me for the price action to move up to catch those stops for new shorts to be created, more than likely. And then for us to push back down here to this level at about 6,500. It's possible for us to get back down here again. Not saying that it has to happen, but it's possible for it to happen because, now we're at a point where there are people that are going to be trying to catch stops on positions. They're trying to get a better position. And these people that actually move the markets are going to be the ones that go after, after other people with large positions. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, in order for somebody with a lot of money to make money, they have to go target people that also have a lot of money. So market makers are targeting market makers, and it's not necessarily them targeting people like you and me, people that can't move the market. We just take advantage of the directional trade that they're getting into. So Todd, I see your note there. I'll get you an invite to the Discord, so no worries there. So what I'm seeing here is this level right here, which I'm going to highlight. I see this as resistance, then consolidation, support, 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 a front run of support, breakthrough, right? Then we had consolidation below it, breakthrough, then we had support, then we broke it, right? And so this all kind of falls in line with this 21 exponential. And now we're back down. So now the areas that I'm concerned about are this one that I've already got here, which is at about 70, 75, 75. I'm going to have some concerns here at this level as well. I would say probably right here at about 79.31. We'll call it an even 8,000. I'm concerned about 8,000. So, if we get some movement up here, I would be interested in taking profit at 8,000 and then waiting to see what happens. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But right now, I do think that we will come back down to the 6,500 level. It wouldn't surprise me. And I know that there is some bullish divergence that's on some of the lower time frames here. And those will likely play out. It wouldn't surprise me for us to just consolidate here for a little bit, push down, and then get the move up. But we're gonna have to take it, every candle at a time. So whether you're looking at an hourly candle or a 3-hour candle, we're just gonna kind of wait for the reaction. But what I can see here, let me just kind of take a look at this. I'm going to move down to a 1 hour and just talk about our stochastics that we've got here. Right now looking decent. We pushed up a little bit more, right? We've only got 54 seconds left in this hour candle, and it looks pretty good. It really does look pretty good. It looks like it does want to continue to the upside. The hourly is starting to get into overbought conditions, but it's not showing any signs of fatigue yet. 3-hour looks really good. The 12-hour, I'm having a hard time getting a good read on the 12-hour stochastics right now. What I will say also is the RSI, which is this pink trend line, or this pink line that we have here. The pink indicator is our RSI on the hourly, is showing if we can't push above this, we're starting to see signs of some hidden bearish divergence. But if we can push, and if this hourly can continue moving upwards, maybe to test this 200 simple, which is at about 7,700, I think things are going to start looking a little bit better, but we have to start reclaiming some of these important resistance zones, which were support zones before. So that's what I'm looking for. Let me go ahead and get this invite over for Todd so that he's got that. And, of course, if anybody would like to join in, feel free. So we'll throw that there. And yeah, so that's what I've got on Bitcoin right now. I do think things are starting to look a little strong. We're opening up a new hourly candle now, and it's opening green. We're actually moving above the 100 exponential, which is somewhat decent, but it does look like we're starting to top out short term, which means that it can pull down a little bit more, and it wouldn't hurt for it to pull down a little bit, honestly. So if we take a look at it from this perspective, we just take our Fibonacci tool. We don't know where our top is going to be. So where we start to pivot to the downside, I would be interested 7,000, 6,900, 6,800. I would be interested in putting in some bids down here. Um, but it is possible for us to come, and because I say it's possible doesn't mean it has to happen. I'm just saying that it's possible for us to come back down to 6,500. So any leverage positions that I do put in down here are going to be very small positions, very small, very low leverage, very low risk, and probably even talking about like half X leverage, half leverage. So when I talk about half leverage, that means if you're using cross leverage and you have $10,000 in your account, put in 5,000, and and just wait and cut your losses if we get down here to this point. So yeah, that's kind of what I have on Bitcoin right now. I'm kind of looking for a move up here to about 74 to 7,500, and likely that's probably going to be where we start the correction. So I do think that there is a little bit more upside, but I'm more interested in catching the dip on this down here, getting down here, seeing a nice head and shoulders or an inverted head and shoulders meme on this. Very possible for that to happen. So from up here, down, up, down, up, down, up. That would be a nice inverted head and shoulders. Even though I hate inverted head and shoulders, that's kind of what I'm kind of looking for right now. I'm looking for that move down to 6,900 to catch a low leveraged long position. So that's what I'm looking at right now. If you have any questions, feel free to pop in the Discord and ask. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you've got. Otherwise, I will keep you updated throughout the week as I always do. I'm back in the office, so I'll be doing these videos just about every day. I did one on Lumens earlier today. This is my Bitcoin video. I'll be doing something on Chainlink and some other items a little later today. So hope you have a good day wherever you are in the world.